us when situation rough and get tedious, get tedious, get tedious. Community focus, community yo. We have to adjust. Community focus. Ask the Almighty, Him will guide us. Community focus. Live up.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh. Come, little one, oh, let me do what I can for you.
Yes, brothers and sisters. Yes, brothers and sisters. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome to the community focus, where the community meets to radio, where the radio speaks to the community. Brothers and sisters, it's an honor to be here again tonight on Community Focus, talking with you. Thank you for opening up your radio, whether you're in your car, whether you're in your home. Thanks for listening to us, brothers and sisters. Thanks for joining this program. We want to remind you of this program here, the UNIA Rock Media. It's the media we open, the media we put together that we can address our concerns, be it in the United States, be it in the Caribbean, be it in Africa, on the continent itself. This is the platform we're using. We want you to take this platform as your own and promote it. Tell your friends and families, listen as we build it so we can address our concerns the world over. The world is listening to us, and the Black world need us, and we have a responsibility to rise to the occasion to defend our people and to advocate on their behalf. No one is going to do for us what we can do for ourselves. Brothers and sisters, we have a whole lot of work to do because a whole lot of things have been done in these societies against us, and we have to move forward to make that difference. As we look at the horizon, sometimes things seems bleak, but brothers and sisters, you have to realize, no matter how bad, no matter how difficult things look today, tomorrow that might change. So don't give up. Stay steadfast. Continue to work hard. Plan your path and just chart your course, brothers and sisters. Whatever you want, if you will it, I guarantee you, you will get it. So just will it, brothers and sisters, and work towards it. Yes, brothers and sisters, I'm in Africa. I'm in Liberia, and it's an honor to be here in Liberia. It's a pleasure. We tell you that we're building the farm here. It is in Liberia. We're working on Liberty Farm, where we're growing a lot of fruits and vegetables. We're processing cassava into bami, processing cassava into Gary. We're making coconut oil. We're growing corn. We're growing plantains. We're growing green bananas. We're growing whatever you can think of. Pineapple, the vegetables. We have to promote agriculture throughout Africa, and we can't tell the people anymore. We have to show them. So not only in Africa, but everywhere we live, uh, be it Curacao, be it Jamaica, be it Turks and Caicos, Trinidad, Haiti, wherever our people are, we have to build, and our people are relying on us. So time is of the essence. So we have to be careful. We have to move swiftly. Brothers and sisters, for anything faith worthy to happen, it must happen through unity, where each and every segment of our community must play a role, brothers and sisters. And you should always keep in mind that what we need more than anything else is leadership. And when I say leadership, I mean leadership with no price, leadership that will stick to a cause, if only because the cause is right. Brothers and sisters, we need leadership that is honest, but most importantly, we need leadership from the ranks of you and I. As you look at our people all over the world, they continue to struggle, they continue to suffer, and we have to be their advocates. We have to plan for them. We have to build with them. We have to make sure a better tomorrow come to reality, and we can do that. So be it if it's in Zimbabwe, Kenya, or Ethiopia, um, we have to lead the charge. I must tell you that we continue to build the UNIA. Since our trip in Ethiopia, I'd like to let you know that our people there have formed a UNIA division in Ethiopia, in Addis. And it's just a wonderful thing to hear what our people are doing and the effectiveness of our visit to Ethiopia. So we want to thank the brothers and sisters who took the initiative and the commitment to make sure Garvey and Garveyism will be promoted in Ethiopia. I am extremely happy to see that the land where time began, where people started living first, have come full circle to be able to put together a UNIA division there that we can promote Garvey and Garveyism in every sense. You know, Brother Raymond is still in South Africa. I think he should be coming back sometime this week. The brother is really exploring, really learning a lot of information that he wants to bring back to us. So we're looking forward to hearing from Brother Raymond when he gets back on our shore, that he can talk about what happened in Africa and the experiences there, the information he has to pass on to you. I would like to see us establish a division in South Africa. I know our young brother in Uganda is working on establishing a division there. We had a division in Kenya. We want to strengthen it so our brothers and sisters can continue to serve and be served. That's our job. But as for now, brothers and sisters, I'm still in Liberia. And, last week was an election, a runoff election here in Liberia. Unfortunately, our candidate, President George Manewea, did not win. Well, let me put it this way. He was not given the victory, but brothers and sisters, the president is a statesman. The president is an honest man. He refused to play politics with African people. If President George Weah was like the average person who craves for power, for leadership, as the leader in Liberia, he would have done whatever is necessary to secure a victory for him. However, he's not that type of person. He believed in allowing the people to speak. And honestly, brothers and sisters, I know the people spoke on his behalf. I know the people went out and voted for George Weah. Brothers and sisters, if you're ever in Liberia and if you ever see the popularity that President Weah brings forward, if you see it, you will know no way President Weah loses election. But you see, President Weah is such a non-partisan person that even after he won election, some of the people who were from opposing parties, he left them with their job in the election commission where they were monitoring and engineering the election. And I have to say to you, while he was honest to just choose brothers and sisters he thought who were capable of doing the job and not on partisan line, many people weren't willing to do that. And on that behalf, we believe, not we believe, we know President Weah was cheated. I know he will never say that. He will never admit to that because he's the governor of the people here in this country, and he wants to keep the peace. And I'm happy that he's that type of person. I am thankful that he's that way. But if he wanted to be selfish, he would have won that election from the first round. But he makes sure he listened to the voice of the people. He promoted the wishes of the people, and I say that for him, I am thankful he's the type of of leader that the people in Liberia have, because he have put it out there where regardless of our personal feelings, we must support the masses and work with the masses. So where President Weah goes from here, he's still very much involved in Liberia. He's still the leader of his party. He has done a lot for the people of Liberia, and people are still relying on him. He can continue to do work in many ways for the people, and then also making sure that he keeps the other party fair, square, and honest to ensure that they bring only the best for the people of Liberia. But, brothers and sisters, the work continues. And as we look over Africa, as we look at the election process, and sometimes when we have election in these countries, people are killed, people are hurt. It's like war between African people. I am happy that President Weah took the high road to keep peace among his people and to ensure that going forward, everyone will respect the wishes of the people, the wishes of the ballot, whether they're in favor of us, yes or no. But the work continues, brothers and sisters, and we have to ensure that our people are kept safe, our people are involved in the process and to make a difference. And wherever you live, brothers and sisters, you must make sure that you have something to say about the people who are leading the chant for your communities. And if they say that they are, you have to help to keep them honest. You have to be a part of that platform that will help these people move forward as far as we're concerned. And again, I said, I've seen something in the last few years in our African states. And even sometimes when we have election in our island, Jamaica, or in Haiti, the violence that come from these elections sometimes It's really amazing. So we always have to take the high ground, and we have to work to ensure that peace prevail among our people, because we want our people to know that we don't have to fight, we don't have to hurt each other, we don't have to kill each other, even if we differ, even if we differ, we have to make sure that um, the wishes of the people are upheld, and we keep our people safe, and let our people know that even though we may vote for a different party or a different candidate, when we're done, if it's a country we're living in, it's one Liberia, one Ghana, one Jamaica, one Haiti, wherever we are, one Trinidad, one Zimbabwe, one Nigeria. We have to ensure that our people understand that. And um, mm, President Weah has upped the ante, and he has shown the world that, look, peace is first, country or nationhood is first. So when it comes to politics, your political endeavors shouldn't precede the health and the wellness of your country and your people. So again, we're going to applaud um, President Weir for his handling of the situation, and to let him know that as he move forward, he has a world of people who are willing to work with him as he continue to do the work um, for his people, even though not under president platform. He has opened so many doors for his people and have done so many things. And this brother has been serving his nation from a young man. From he got into soccer, you have to realize that at one point, President Weir was financing his country football team, paying for them to travel all over the world, paying for them to go to tournaments, compensating some of the players themselves who needed this compensation, having fans traveling with the team, traveling here and there. He made sure he did his best to facilitate the upliftment of Liberia, be it in sports, be it in everyday life, general happenings coming and going. He made sure he was there. And as a president, again, he supported the wishes of the people and start working very hard. When you take over a system like Liberia, brothers and sisters, what you gotta understand, this system here existed for 171 years prior to President Weah taking control. And when he took control, I must tell you that he had $0 in the bank, and he had to work very hard, very swiftly to rise above that and to make a difference. But what I'm proud of for him to do is that the fact that he put importance on building the roads, the fact that he wanted to see that difference, because you have certain areas in Liberia where typically it would take you 5, 6, maybe 7 hours to travel. But because of the roads during the rainy season, sometimes these places will take you a day to travel there. So by him upgrading, not really upgrading, but building rather, building the roads, he's creating the environment where people now are able to bring their products and services to the major cities, be it in the number 2 city, Ganta, be it in the number 1 city, Monrovia. People are able to bring their products and services as he completes these roads, and he continued to build from the Ivory Coast border on into Ganta. Again, construction of the road. If you see the main thoroughfare from the airport into the city of Monrovia, it's construction again. So when you do road construction, it's the beginning of everything. If you're looking for investors and they're investing in agriculture and their products are being grown in the rural areas, there's no way for companies to bring their products to town. So with President Weah putting a great importance on building the roads, it has opened up a whole new door for him and the people of Liberia, where their lives will change, and you will see more people doing business because they're able to travel back and forth to and fro more easily. So again, the brother has made his mark. Another thing that President Weah did is that for college, he made college free for all students in Liberia. Anyone who is able to get registered in college, that was a free ride for them. President Weah went through a process wherein through football, he went straight from high school to professional football. But then after football, he was able to go to college and get his degrees. And he understood the importance of that and realized that if one wants that opportunity, going to college / a university should not be something impossible. So he made it possible for them, for these people to be able to have these experiences and prepare themselves to deal with this world. So the brother has made a whole lot of steps. Sure, he had some things that he has been dealing with. As I said, this system was here 171 years before him. And we know that it was not going to take him six years, only 6 years, to make all those improvements that he needed to make. That's why he was vying for another 6 years. But as chance would have it, that's not going to be the situation right now. However, there's always tomorrow. My advice to him is not to make a rash decision about what's your political future or anything else. You have served and served 6 great years. Take time, think about it, go on a vacation, have a good time, do a few things you haven't done. Then you come back and you start advocating for your people from the opposition party spectrum standpoint. And then you take it from there. Your future is still bright. You have done a lot. You have a lot more to do. So, my dear brother, President George Weah, we will be in your support as you make that move to move Liberia and Africa forward. Brothers and sisters, I can't say enough about this brother. His handling of this situation was just an outstanding approach, and we thank him for it. But we didn't expect anything else from him because he is that type of person who put our people first, and we're thankful to him for that. Brothers and sisters, it's that time of the evening. We're going to take a quick break. So hold it right there. Community Focus will be right back, my brothers and sisters.
My people, shop at The Rock.
The wait is over. What started out as a vision is now reality.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. The Federation of African Caribbean American Restaurant Association is ready. Come and
shop at The Rock.
13205 Merrick Boulevard, inside of Belknap Street.
You need to save money for all your breadfruits, yellow yam, bami, cachebonic pepper, plantains, bananas, all your fish and meat product. Come to The Rock. Wholesale price every day.
This is Dub Master Chris, and I'm endorsing endorsing The Rock, the Restaurant Owners Corporation, inside of Belknap Street. Bring your shopping basket and shop till you drop. Save yourself some money and shop at The Rock.
Jamaica Breeze Buffet Restaurant, where it's Thanksgiving every day. Choose from 60 of our best dishes, featuring breakfast all day and a wide selection of Jamaican and Southern style favorites. At Jamaica Breeze, you choose what you want and pay what you want. Don't forget to try our juicy beef and chicken patties. And remember, we also accept Jamaican dollars. Jamaica Breeze now has 2 Queens locations. Our original store at 23202 Merrick Boulevard at the corner of 232nd Street in Laurelton, and our new location at 2136 Mott Avenue at the corner of Redfern Avenue in Far Rockaway. Visit us today and come hungry. You won't be disappointed.
To go back home. This couldn't be my home. It must be somewhere else, or I would kill myself. Cause I can't get no close to it, I can't get no food to eat, I can't get a job to get bread. That's why I've got to go back home. If I've got to walk, if I've got to see, I've got to go back home. There is no gladness, nothing but sadness, nothing like a future here. I've got to leave this land, I've got to find myself on some other side. I just can't stand this life of living. Lord, I can't get no close to it, can't get no food to eat, can't get a job to get bread. That's why I've got to go back home. Even if I got to walk, I've got to go back home. Even if I got to buy, I've got to go back home.
The Community Focus Show is brought to you by Jamaica Breeze.
Yes, brothers and sisters. A blessed evening again to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us. Brothers and sisters, the work continues. Song by Bob Andy. You know, I wonder what inspired Bob Andy to sing that song. It must have been something, but in listening to the words of the song, wherever he was living, he didn't feel as if he was living out his true possibilities. When you're in a situation where you can't get a job, where you're living in a situation where you can't eat food, you can't buy clothes, it's a difficult thing, and one want to start thinking about what can I do, how can I do this, and usually sometimes it's almost impossible. So sometimes you have to look someplace else. And brothers and sisters, as we look at our situation in the West, you know, why wouldn't we want to go back home? Why wouldn't we not want to go back home and just get an idea of what home looks like, what the people at home look like, how they behave? How could I fit into that system? If given the opportunity, is this some place that I would want to live? We get a chance, an opportunity to meet brothers and sisters we did not meet because we were taken away from our father's land and taken to someplace else. So the brother say, with all the thing that he's facing, he had to go back home. And brothers and sisters, we go back home all the time. God, I'm home right now. And it's a good thing that I see a lot of people who are moving back home. We have a sister, Sister Rosemary Champagne, who moved back home to Africa. She's in Tanzania. We have a brother from Brooklyn named Brother Wakili. He moved back to Tanzania as well. We have Sister Rosemary James, who moved back to Liberia, and she's living here. We have another brother, Brother Leroy Diaz. He's making his exit. He traveled to us with us, and after traveling here, he liked it so much that he decided to move back home to Ghana, and it's a wonderful thing. It's working out well for him. I know Brother Jafari is in the process of moving back home. I think he should start that process. He's taking care of everything right now, and next February he will be in Africa for good. Brother, it's a blessing to you to see that just a few years back you were making your first trek to Africa. Um, and a few years after, you have decided that, hey, this is the place for me. And I'm happy that your mind and your soul are into this process and you're just ready to embrace Africa and your Africanness and to see what you can bring to make a difference in our society. I want to congratulate all those brothers and sisters who have made that trek. And brothers and sisters, even if you come and you don't want to move there, it's okay. But at least you have visited and see the place, get a chance to experience a part of our culture, our way of life. And hopefully you would have unearthed some of the truth and tell it to our people. Unearth more of the truth and share it with our people. And if you come here and it so happened that it works out for you, then it's a blessing, brothers and sisters. We have people who are retiring, and when they retire based on their reduced income, a lot of time they're not able to survive on those reduced income. Therefore, it becomes difficult for them. But brothers and sisters, we have Africa as an option. But the only way you will know is if you take the opportunity to come back home. You have to want to come back home, brothers and sisters. And come February 16th, we're traveling back home again. We will always travel back home. We're leaving New York City into Accra, Ghana. We're spending a week in Accra. We're going to visit the Asante Kingdom. We're going to visit the two major enslaved people, the dungeons. We're going to visit the last bath, and we're going to have the experiences and try to move that path where our ancestors moved, where there were shackles and had to walk 500 miles before they got to the last bath. So it's never easy, brothers and sisters, because some people who come along, when they start the experience, it can get very emotional for them, especially when you're in, and I emphasize, when you're in the grounds, walking on the land, the soil, the platform of the last bath, where a lot of our people died and were buried. And then having the experience of the dungeons, the atrocities that were committed against our people. Brothers and sisters, I say to you, you may have heard about these situations and these happenings, but it's nothing like seeing it yourself. It's nothing like getting the experience and getting that feeling, trying to understand what our people went through. And even though we try, I don't think we can definitely get the feeling and to know what they went through, because the slave master was so rigid. The slave master was so tough. And the slave master had evil spirits in him because they did not care about humanity. They didn't care about our brothers and sisters. So we're at a point where we have to teach our people. We have to take our people on these pilgrimages so our people can see them for themselves, the experiences. You can tell your children, you can teach your grandchildren, tell them of our stories, and also persuade them to want to make this trip as well. Again, brothers and sisters, the next trip is in February. If you haven't finalized as yet, you can finalize now. We leave on February 16th from Kennedy, New York City into Accra. We spend 1 week in Accra, and then we head to Liberia. When we head to Liberia again, you will get the chance to visit Providence Island. That's the island, brothers and sisters, that I said to you that our people were taken away from 500 years ago, and they were brought back a little bit over 200 years ago and established life. And it's after that, when they landed here in 1822, they lived in that region until in 1849, they created the Republic of Liberia. And brothers and sisters, I want to let you know that Liberia was created as a haven for Black men. It was expected that Black people from all over the world would converge on Liberia, continue to work together, continue to build and to move forward in building that big, gigantic city that Marcus Garvey spoke about. But, brothers and sisters, the possibilities are still here, and you still can do this. You still can make that difference, brothers and sisters. The people are relying on you, they're relying on us. So, brothers and sisters, if you're interested to make that trip, you can call Keisha at the Rock, or you can stop by the Rock for more information. You could call 718-906-8920. Again, 718-906-8920. Brothers and sisters, Africa is calling. Africa is waiting. Brothers and sisters, we got to go back home. We got to go back home to the land of origin, to the land of our fathers, Africa. Brothers and sisters, Africa is for me, Africa is for you. Yes. So with that said, brothers and sisters, the work continues. The work continues. And we're on this platform, my dear brothers and sisters, we're talking with you. The objective of communicating with, so we can work on one platform. The turmoil you see going on in our countries have to stop. The low wage we see in our various countries all over have to stop. How is it going to stop, brothers and sisters? It's not going to stop by itself because the people who are benefiting from these low wages will never change. They will never stop. They have no interest in stopping because it's working for them. So if it's working for them, why should they stop? We have to let our countries know that our economic system, the economic system of each country, is dependent on the average person having a living wage. And when I say a living wage, I basically mean that a wage that you're able to cover your basic expenses and have a little more left over so you can do some social activities, whatever you like for enjoyment, for self gratification, self fulfillment. These things you are able to do. But if you're not being compensated on a regular basis, on a properly basis, if you're not being compensated enough, it's almost difficult for you to contribute to the system. And it's almost impossible for the system to properly develop because you are not doing your part. Most of the citizens are not doing their part, not because they don't want to, but because they can't. And because of the low income, the world over, we find ourselves in these positions. So, brothers and sisters, we cannot stand on the side anymore and hope that these things are going to change. It's going to have to be us as African people who want to make that difference. It's going to have to be us who are doing somewhat okay and want to advocate for our people. It's not going to happen just like that. Look at all the African countries, be it in the Caribbean, be it on the continent of Africa. Look how things are difficult. Look how our people are struggling. And then even look at those cities, those states, those countries that our people are living in that are doing well. Some of our people are doing well because we get certain benefits from the system that were not geared for us. So we get these benefits indirectly. And we have it where these benefits help us indirectly, but it helps the economic system. Because for us, any system to build, you must have proper proper employment. Your unemployment cannot be your unemployment rate cannot be too high. And if it's high, it means that you're going to have a collapse. But look at these countries, our countries, that the unemployment rates have been high forever. It's not like it's going into a depression or something. It's in a depression. Excuse me, it's been in a depression and it's going to stay in a depression unless we are able to do something about it. So, brothers and sisters, when are you going to make that move to join our ranks and to help us advocate and build for our people, to help make a difference? Brothers and sisters, we were not born just to be born, then live and die. Most of us have a purpose, and most of us never even get the chance to realize our full purpose. But when we do, we have to live out those purposes through their entirety. We have to make the most of those purposes. And if it calls for us helping our people and sacrificing for our people and making the situations a better tomorrow for our people, then we must do it. Brothers and sisters, we have traveled to so many cities, so many states. We have traveled to so many countries, and everywhere we go, just like Mr. Garvey 100 years ago, we are in the same exact position. So how can we make a difference? We look at our schools in New York City. We claim that we're doing okay in New York City. But in all the communities where our Black children go to school, usually these school systems are failing them because these school systems were not built for our children in the first place. So it's failing them. And when it fails them, brothers and sisters, by the fourth grade level, they can tell how many of our children will be in prison, how many of our children will be incarcerated and becoming another statistic. But my brothers and sisters, we are the only people that allow our children to go into a system that benefits by miseducating them and don't get involved. We're the only people. And we continue to do that. Yes, if we can't afford to send our children elsewhere, I understand. And maybe we have to help them, help our children wherever they are. We have to help them, put them in an environment that is going to work for them. So if it happens that we have to put our children in their school system, then, brothers and sisters, all we have to do is to be there on a regular basis, guiding them and making sure they're learning, making sure they can make a difference because they're building the new slave plantations, the new slave plantation, and it's the prison in the complex, and it's built for our children. These prisons for their children, they're reintroducing slavery in another form. And do you think that they're doing these things to benefit us? No, brothers and sisters, we have to stop. We have to think. We have to make that difference. We have to advocate for our people. We have to be the voice of our people. Brothers and sisters, as I'm on this platform, I don't have any desire to talk about other people and what they're doing or what they're not doing, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't have anything bad to say about anyone or any group. You know why? Everyone is making the move to secure benefits for their people, to promote their way of life, and to preserve their history. Everyone is moving towards that. So I'm saying, what are we moving towards? What are we building? We don't want to blame anyone for anything anymore because we know what has been done. We know how these things have been done and how they continue to be done. And it's not going to change. The system is always going to be the system. But the thing is, what are we going to do for ourselves? How we're going to build our school system that we're going to promote education instead of incarceration. Because it's either we're going to promote education or a higher percentage of our children, of our population will be incarcerated. We have to change that paradigm. Brothers and sisters, they're betting by investing in a stock to say that even when our people leave prison, they're betting on it that most of them will return to prison within 2 to 3 years. So for them to continue prospering, they need our people to revisit the prison system again. We need for them to continuously go and come and go and come so the lifestyle can continue to be maintained for certain communities, because certain communities rely on the prison industrial complex to survive. So, brothers and sisters, we look at the whole situation. What are we going to do? If we're looking for good leaders, be it local leaders at local elected position, if we're looking for great leaders, African leaders, prime ministers, and presidents of our countries, if we're looking for them to step out on a limb for us, first, brothers, we on a create the platform for a better tomorrow. We can't ask our people to be revolutionary leaders. If we're doing the right things and assisting them, they will have another way of dealing with any unforeseen difficulty, any unforeseen problem that may pop up into our day-to-day life, our economic life, our political life, whatever it is. We want to be ready to help to direct our people to make a better tomorrow. And we have seen it in Liberia. We have seen it in our dear brother, George Weah, President brother George Weah, who has been the president of Liberia for the last 6 years. We want to sincerely thank him for his guidance and his commitment, his sacrifice to his people. Brothers and sisters, sometimes even when you do things and you're being blamed, and sometimes you can't even answer, and only you know the reason that you did what you did, and that you did it for the benefit of your people. But when we're able to do these things selflessly for the benefit of our people, then these are the people that we can then look forward to and refer to them as heroes, because heroes, they do things without any benefit or gratification, personal gratification to themselves. So again, we want to lift up Brother President George Weah. We want to thank him for his love and loyalty to African people. And we want to crown him in the name of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Brothers and sisters, thank you so very much for joining us tonight here on the Community Focus. Please continue to promote this platform as your own. Please inform your families and your friends. Please create a personal chat on your platform to be able to communicate with your brothers and your sisters and your friends and everybody about the UNIA Rock Media, because it is this platform that we will use to reach our people, to speak to our people, to give our people the platform to speak back to us and to make plans for the future. So again, brothers and sisters, I thank you sincerely for joining me on this platform and giving us your undying support. I close in the name of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, one God, one aim, one destiny. Africa for the Africans, those at home and those abroad. Good night and race first.
The Community Focus Show is brought to you by Jamaica Breeze.
Yo, yo. You know, rally round the flag, rally round the red, gold, black and green. Rally round the red, gold, black and green. Marcus say, so Marcus